So I don't think it's worth it. Let's get some card advantage. Oh boy. Oh boy, I love it so much. And we still have the emblem. So we are going soldier, soldier. I mean, this is a lot of loyalty. I will still go for it because that prevents a lightning strike kill. They also have an... man, they drew basically triple buff spell with a single card. Well, if that's not impressive, I don't know what is. So... Hello everyone, it's Sloth here, and today absolutely rotation-proof planeswalker deck that will show you how powerful Urza Assembles the Titans can be in the right deck. And man, this card goes absolutely over the top. On top of this, we have Bandit's Hole that lets us run directly into those devastating plays, and our endgame with Eternal Wanderer, Vraska and Kaya is really strong, man. Absolutely strong. We don't die to, all the aggro because we have a lot of removal and lockdowns, together with lifelink from the Elspeth, and with Search of Salvation, you will see how key this card can be, especially in protecting all the most important planeswalkers, but also your face. So, with that being said, let's go into the games. If you aren't subscribed, this is the last time because we will be flooding you with all the rotation-proof decks, so you are prepared for the new standard. And with that being said, let's enjoy the games. Alright, a bit of a weird draw. We don't have a single planeswalker, but you know what, with a lockdown and Bandit's Hole, I'm kinda excited for this one. We'll see how it goes. It can go very, very differently. Let's get balanced mana. We are definitely getting flooded. However, we can get up to 5 mana. We can kinda do it with the Bandit's Hole, but Alright, you know what? Okay, so this is not Boros. I expected some weird Boros aggro, but here we actually are fighting against control deck, I think. They might be using this just to cycle. Alright, so this is kinda big deal. This is kinda a big deal. Let's go for Urza. He definitely doesn't expect this. And we are getting a planeswalker. Hopefully we'll get two, but you can never know if we get a hit. Well, we definitely will. We have enough lands, right? So those go on the bottom. Eternal Wanderer, definitely a great one. So how do we exactly work? So can we get it? No, this trigger first, right? So we won't have the... Okay, let's go for the Wanderer. Yep, we get it. Definitely a very strong play here. They might go Leyline, but they don't have too many basic types, so there is a chance they don't even play this. Yep. I wish I had untapped mana, but it's way more important to get this. And I think our opponent will scoop soon. I think this was desperation play, because I think he doesn't have the answer. I think he doesn't have the answer to this. Let's go like this.
We can win this together.
I don't think we need herd, anything against herd migration. We could go with Ashiok. Alright, let's get this. We lose some interaction, but I don't think we need too much. And let's stack some loyalty. I want untap land, especially that potentially we can get more value on the next turn, and we always have the Bandit's Hole. So our opponent is super behind right now. He needs to do a serious sweeping, and I'll tell you, this is a very good sweeping. I was considering that the only way to answer this kind of stuff is like burn down the house or something, and they just had it. They just had it. However, we can go Liliana here. So first, let's double discard. We have a lot of cards that we can discard. We stack some loyalty, which is nice. I will still go for this one. Targeting stuff is very useful with the Bandit's Hole. Exile one of them. I don't think we need more removal, this is fine. So the question, do we make the tokens to make them 4/4? They already used the sweeper. They can use this against Ashiok if we minus. So I don't think it's worth it. Let's get some card advantage. Oh boy. Oh boy, I love it so much. And we still have the emblem. So we are going soldier, Soldier. I mean, this is a lot of loyalty. Man, they really have those voice lines. And our man, he's out. After this turn, I think he's fully out. Let's get the... Well, let's draw first. I want a lot of cards. Removal is okay. Alright, I kinda want to stack the damage probably. Let's go for the discard first.
Drop it.
I honestly think it's Liliana. I don't think we need duplicate. Alright, fine. So they will try to start hitting our planeswalkers. I think we want a lot of loyalty, because the only way they can interact with us is by those two Oxes. And they don't seem to be wanting to use them. And we can start using Mirrex as well. So let's keep all the mana. We can use basically 8 mana at the end step. Big score is nice for our opponent, that's for sure. And that was a Sunfall, so not too shabby. But I don't... like, big score is not amazing when this is your last card. Like, you basically get 2 random cards. Yep, exactly. Like, they usually cannot match triple planeswalker. And as you can see, Urza assembles the Titans absolutely got over this deck. Hi, you wonder what was going on. Well, I mean, we've all been there. We know exactly what was going on. So let's kill the big creature and try to survive until we play Sweeper and the Lifelinker and see who had the better card. Alright, so what do we really do? I think we go Bandit's Hole. If they didn't buff so far, that means they probably don't have too many buff spells. They will probably have mostly Burn and Lance. That's my guess. They didn't miss a land drop, so there is a chance they have more. And we need to get into Elspeth as soon as possible, because we are on the back foot a little bit. I think we are on the draw, but I'm not fully sure. We don't want to complete anything. That's a rough one, because honestly I would love to play Elspeth, but there is a chance she will die. If I play man, I think we just go for the throat. I would prefer to cast Elspeth on the empty board, especially they have Lightning Strike mana at the end step. Exactly. You don't really want to play your key... like, this is the most important planeswalker for this matchup. Because she single-handedly will win this game. Oh, I forgot, you know, not everyone plays rotation-proof decks. He was scared of the Emperor. Why not? Like, bro, what's nice about it? Having removal and I don't know, man. I don't know. Let's go to 5 loyalty and some lifelinkers. We have a long way to go, but if we can, you know, keep Elspeth alive, which is a tall order to be honest, because now Kumano is entering the battlefield, but let's sit. I will sacrifice the token to protect Elspeth if we can. Alright, that's an interesting one. 5 damage. If they get Monstrous Rage, I don't think... yeah, this is 3 damage more. So I'm not fully sure. We can go for -2 and lifelink. Or we can make another token after the Sunfall potentially. That's not bad. Let's try, like... we mitigate 2 damage basically. But I think it's worth it. I think it's honestly worth it. Not a big man. I play 2. I don't need them right now. Alright, it's fine. Let's go for the Sunfall, because that solves a lot of things that accumulated. Man, like, I kinda understand, because Monored is frustrating also for the player that plays it. So usually, you know, like, you feel super hopeless as an aggro deck. If you don't get the cards, you do absolutely nothing and you just watch like you are losing. And do we want more? I can get lifelink 3 on this turn. I will risk it. If they have burn, that's acceptable because the burn is not hitting my face then. That's it. Do we go to 9? Man, going to 9 is a huge deal, especially that we have instant removal. Yep, see? They had it. This is a good deal, because that was the only burn spell that doesn't burn, basically. We could go for Assembles the Titans. but that means we don't have any instant speed interaction, and that's a death sentence. Especially that one Elspeth is good enough. See? You can see the problem already. I could block it with a token and life gain with Virtue. That's not the worst. I will see if he will react, because if he has a burn spell... Hi. Exactly, this is something I hoped for. I didn't need to make this play, I didn't even want to block, and they gave it away completely. Alright, here's my lifelinker, and with this the game should be over. Honestly, we could Virtue our own creature, but with Search I don't think he has any chance of hitting us. If he draws a burn, we just mitigate it with Hexproof. Kumano. Alright, it doesn't target, so we take the damage. But it means we also draw a card, and you can see with Bandit's Hole, like every passive turn from your opponent is just incredibly strong. And with Search we can go for -2 very easily, and go back to 8. Yeah, with this we should be absolutely fine. Man, just good at Magic. And just like this, our opponent left the battlefield because I told you, Search of Salvation just guarantees that we'll get it through. And yeah, nice. Alright, our opponent is going a little bit all in. I didn't really bluff anything. Honestly, I don't see this play as very good, what they did. Because the whole point of Slickshot is that you instantly dish out some damage. And they kinda wasted it. They also have 1 mana open, so either they don't have buff spells or they really lowballed it. They have seen that we have no priority. See, even this, they would deal 4 damage if they cast it with the Slickshot. So it's basically double play with fire. Now they probably don't have too many creatures and buff spells. Yeah, and now they won't have enough damage to kill us. So that's a very weird play, to be absolutely honest. Let's go with the Bandit's Hole. Alright. We could also go Liliana and start stacking the value. Alright, I kinda like it because... oh, the pain. Okay, with this I'm going Bandit's Hole. Because if they play a creature, we just go Virtue, and that's great for us. So Kansan, sure. Honestly, there is a chance we lock down this, but I'm not super sure. We can also Liliana this into Virtue. You know what? This is better. This is better. We get a good deal. Even though it's only Sokensan, it still is a card. And we target, so later we will get some card advantage. But they will probably scoop beforehand, right? Alright, so we are going to 9. I would love to draw Elspeth for the lifelink. That would really close the game very quickly. But we'll see. Let's start getting rid of those cards.
We all have things we love.
A land, sure. So we can go with the end or just Ashiok for more cardo. If they only have 2 cards, I think that's fine. And let's go with this one. This prevents the most damage. And then if they want to go burn on the Ashiok, that's not very good for them. Anger. Alright. The perfect card is here. Let's see how many they have. Wow, they just top deck this. Alright, extremely good player, what can I say? Impressively great player. I will still go for it because that prevents a lightning strike kill. They also have a... man, they drew basically triple buff spell with a single card. Well, if that's not impressive, I don't know what is. So, let's get the last card to make sure that whatever their plan was doesn't exist anymore. I mean, that was the plan. And let's try to get into Elspeth. Honestly, I think this is kinda okay. Oh, I need to pain. Right? I will die if I play this. Alright, I guess. Like, our Wincon is getting lifelinkers before he can get a burn. How many? Oh man, can he already do it for... yeah, I think he can do it. Man, he drew 4 cards on 4 mana. Well, that's impressive. Man, like, how can this not be impressive? Our opponent just drew 3 cards with a single anger and also 3 cards with a single goblin. Man, why would you play blue if red has... Oh, don't you even try this. Alright, we need to get to Elspeth very quickly. Let's block this, because our opponent doesn't really know how to play Magic, but it doesn't matter. And let's draw a card. No Elspeth. Either 3 or 0. We have enough removal, so we just need Elspeth. Well, I mean, we are not hitting her. And I cannot play anything to tap us out. Man, I'll tell you, we are not drawing it. Let's get one of the cards.
I'm tired of your secrets.
On the next turn I can go for Urza, especially if they have 1 card. Of course, if they have burn, it all doesn't matter, but we need to assume that they don't. We can remove 1 creature, because we need triple black, so we cannot pain ourselves. So we need to protect this. Alright, show me the burn. Cool. That's not a burn. Alright, they don't need to buff, but you know, who knows. And we go double black, right? This gets rid of all the slick shots from the deck. And they don't have a burn. Alright. Alright, let's set. Well, your go, huh? Man, if we hit Elspeth, like, this would be such an easy game. Is she ever in this deck? Kaya is also fine. You know what, I guess Restless Fortress is something that life gains, so I'll take it. Especially that we kill the next creature. And that means we don't need the planes as well.
Don't overthink things.
So they will discard the rage. Alright, and let's start attacking, I guess, because we might never get to Elspeth, so I guess we might as well try to close the game. Especially that this will grow every turn, so it's actually kinda quick lethal. Here we go. Here we go. Just extremely, extremely great player. Still, we'll draw some cards, and we will kill everything. Here we go. I guess we need to assume that we will never get Elspeth, honestly. So, there's no point in ultimating, I think. So we should go with the Fortress. That means we probably need to go Ashiok on this one. But I also will never cast the Sunfall, so it's a little bit better. Like, worst case we might go for the ultimate, we'll see. With 1 card they cannot get Trample of anything, and they cannot get Godric with Flying, kinda. Well, I want to say your go so much. So, let's start drawing cards. I think we'll win this. Let's go for this one. Maybe I should actually go for the tokens, but I'm not super sure. Let's prevent multi-spelling, because we don't need anything more here. And we commit a crime, which is nice. Here we go. You can take one of the piles. At least the choice is kinda easy. I hope they can figure it out in, you know, some reasonable time. Here we go. Alright, let's pump everything, and that's a lethal. So, yeah, here we go, my friend. Man, I'm a little bit salty. I'll be honest. I am happy we won, but this was kind of frustrating game, to be honest. Alright, once again, we were forced into unranked just because I cannot find a non-red deck in a standard ladder right now. Literally every game is against mono-red. And that's fine. At least in unranked we see different decks. So that's it. I really want to show you different matchup than just mono red hasting into their doom. So you know we have only one place to do it. So honestly the draw is not great. With that we don't even need first lockdown, especially not the second lockdown. So we are kinda behind of where we should be. Trespasser is extremely bad here. I need to pay life, man. Like, I cannot discard even more cards. The good part is that our cards suck here, so we don't even care if they're gone. Like, we won't be using them. Let's go for this one, so we can potentially... I will take this. If I can get Ashiok, especially that the next turn can be the end on, like, Shrouded or something. Yeah, and we go from there. Hostile Investigator is probably the worst one, but Phyrexian suggests they have Shrouded. That's fine. That's fine. It normally is extremely painful, and it is painful always, but we can do it later. Also, they won't be able to replay the Shrouded, just because we will exile all of them. And Phyrex, and I don't think they have too many. It wasn't Detective, so Hostile Investigator doesn't seem to be here. They should attack first. Maybe they fear the Emperor, though. Yeah, they will probably fear the Emperor. Gix. Alright. Definitely a Phyrexian. Well, no fear. Absolutely no fear. Let's go. So, oh man, Liliana. Liliana, Gixcon, extremely good hand, to be honest. Like, they're packed with value. I should check the library a bit. Lord Skitter, Bats, Snakes. A weird deck. Like, there's one crime card. I mean, why not? Why not one crime card? Vatmir is a great card, so it kinda works. And this is a very good draw. Like, this is a very nice one. If they want to go another Gix, they need to not play Liliana. And yeah, we'll probably have to get Mirex at some point, but we can force it. So maybe one lockdown will be useful, we'll see. I don't have very good cards to discard. I think if anything it should be lockdown. So we probably won't go there anyway. I wonder if our opponent will try to go for mass discard. It could be scary, but we have Ashiok, so we should survive it. Like, our cards will be in the board basically. Alright, that's fine. That's fine. They can kill Ashiok. That is a bit of a problem. So they can go Gix command and put the counters here. And I'm not sure what we can do about it. This really goes around our stuff. Oh, but it's at 6 loyalty for Placid. Okay, that's good. That's good. Well, let's go for the throat. I should discard first before showing my play, but you know, it's fine.
We all have things
It's fine. Unfortunately, we didn't get the land drop on this turn, so that means we cannot Kaya on the next turn, which would probably be game-winning move. But we'll try to go around it. Alright, let's see. This could be interesting. They can kill Liliana to prevent the damage. And then they can play their own Liliana. Okay, this is kinda okay. I wonder if they take creatures. Charlotte is not here. Right, so they're going for the value, but I wonder how they will go about it. Don't forget Ashiok is value. Interesting choice. That means Ashiok is fully surviving. And this is a land, right? So this must be Takenuma. They didn't play the land. I want my card advantage. We exile. I don't think... Well, I guess we can play the fortress on this turn, because we didn't play land right now. And that's great. We have go for the throat, they cannot really prevent it, and we can steal the next creature with Kaya. They will probably double spell, which will be a problem. Alright, we need to play it right. We absolutely can get there. But it will be some work. Liliana is a little bit scary, but now she's kinda slow and we don't give them good sacrifice target. At least not now. They probably should attack first and see what happens. Really? Okay, that's fine. That is not a good play. Yeah, exactly. That's an oopsie. We kill it. And now they have no creatures. And yeah, I tell you man, that was a serious oopsie. They should double 3-drop. They needed to keep up the pressure to kill Ashiok, otherwise they just cannot win against this card. They didn't even know about the Kaya. So what about this one? We are on the play. I really like the backstreet, because that will give us either a land or a good card. We have Liliana. I will take probably a land. I cannot risk that I won't get to 4. This is kinda important. Our opponent is fast and furious, but still not in Mythic, so that's an achievement for sure. So, we go with Virtue, right? This is kinda important that we keep removing creatures. Hopefully they will play one more. If they play double 1-drop, we are in some trouble. If they play 2-drop, we are in very nice situation, I think. You know, you are never in a great situation against Mono Red, but you get, you know, nice, basically progress. Alright, I mean, we are doing our stuff. And we have the lifelinker, which is a big deal, but we need to survive until then. Liliana will probably die in some very sad way. Alright, you know what? That's great. We definitely need to go for Elspeth right here. Listen, this is kinda important. Even though we get rid of our extremely powerful card, I still think it's worth it, because we get them out of gas faster. Well, this is extremely strong card. They re-discarded it, wow. I'm kinda thinking about lightning strikes. There is a chance they will kill Elspeth, and this is our big play. Still, let's go. Oh man, I should just go to second main phase and check for it. That was a bit silly on me. So they didn't have priority when we played this, but they had priority later, or this was a fake stop. Man, everyone is just scooping to us. You just needed to... I think they didn't have enough creatures, and we removed basically every creature they had, so they couldn't get with the buffs, and the planeswalkers forced them to fall super behind. Alright, so we are on the draw, no lockdowns, however we have double removal and some good planeswalkers, so I think we should be fine. This is Mono Red, right? Oh my god, we are against control, love to see it. Alright, so let's go for the backstreet. We probably... Virtue of Persistence is not amazing against this matchup, so this is not the card we want, especially we already have one. So we need to pressure our opponent super hard with the Planeswalkers, and we need to force some of them through. I would love to have Liliana, because she will discard all the bad cards for the matchup, but you know, not holding my breath for this one. This will get countered, probably no more lies. But you know, we have to try. Alright, 3 steps ahead means our opponent doesn't have no more lies, and here's one of his good counter spells against this, and we'll just keep doing it until something sticks. I think this one has a serious chance of going through, so we are going with the Elspeth. Alright, see, it's working, and we start to make our army. We have long goodbye against the Anchorage, so they can hit once, but that's it. Alright, Memory Deluge is extremely good, so they will refill all their, you know, answers, possibly getting Get Lost as well.
We fight together.
Yes, Elspeth, we fight together. So this is a scary turn. If they drew Get Lost, they are solving one of the key plays we just made. If they pass the turn, we have some luxury to, you know, get some more value. They can get this to 3 counters, so it takes a moment to go to 4.
This is our fight to win.
And they won't block, so we take the damage. Not the big deal, but you know, we need to start somewhere. They probably had more plays. They know that we don't have any interaction, so that might be a little bit scary. A land for potentially Eternal Wanderer. This could be interesting play. I mean, I will take it. It's not the best idea, but we will take it. The question, do we play Kaya or keep up the removal? I honestly think we need to go a little bit harder on the tokens, because we have a lot to do. They can... See? That was the right call. They already are falling behind on this one, and they decided they don't have answers for a single planeswalker, and here comes the second. We had the third one, which is way better than the others as well. Alright guys, I hope you had a lot of fun. I kinda miss Search of Salvation in the decks, man. This card is so sleek. When you use it, it usually wins games, and in this deck, this card makes a lot of sense just because you have such powerful planeswalkers, and I mean, you know that at some point one of them will die. Keeping single point of mana for this play is extremely good, and usually most of the decks don't run too much, you know, planeswalker removal, so if you can counter the first one, they usually fall super behind, especially if that's like, you know, high octane one with like the end or something. So with this deck we have a lot of power. Urza assembles the Titans. Honestly, maybe it would be better to play one of them. I really wanted to try two just to go a little bit heavier in this direction, and we have enough planeswalkers that we generally should hit at least one. If not, we you know, just use chapter 2 and 3, and the value from this card is already insane. One of the things we need to keep in mind, the chapter 2 doesn't hit Kaya, like she is too powerful even for this card. But we have Vraska together with Eternal Wonder, and I'll be honest, this is probably one of the best decks for Vraska, because on her own she isn't as amazing as the other planeswalkers. However, in this deck you have so many different types that you usually get a very good value. The proliferate is absolutely amazing, and the really cool play that is super niche, but when you do it, it's absolutely amazing. You can put a planeswalker with cost 6 or less into the battlefield, so put Vraska, and when you go for +1 or 0 and proliferate everything, you can proliferate this and get the chapter 3. That means you can activate Vraska again. It's a very clutch play, but with this situation you can draw a card, proliferate, and potentially even play another planeswalker that you have just drawn, or just use this as a removal. So you need to decide if you want to waste chapter 3, but in some situations you will get a lot of extra value, and that's a very cool interaction that is very easily to, you know, easy to mess basically. With the Bandit's Hole we had some more cardo, because with this type of build, as you can see, we don't have any cardo, no avarice, no, you know, hostile negotiations, not even investigator, because we are heavily leaning in this, you know, planeswalker direction, and we assume that we get card advantage from them. However, this is a RAM that also lets us play either Sunfall or Urza assembles the Titans faster. I mean, all of this can be one turn earlier, which is a big deal. You know, even casting Kaya one turn earlier is absolutely devastating in the right situation, but the fact that you get to, you know, draw cards during the game, and usually Howl replaces itself at least, is a very big deal. It also gives you any kind of mana, so the pain lands, you know, are a little bit of less of a pain, and with all the removal, lockdowns, and the Archangel Elspeth, that you have seen that this card single-handedly shuts down a lot of aggro decks. If you can stabilize with those soldiers, and especially that they can chump block every single turn, so your opponent literally needs a trample every turn, and they get usually trampled by Monstrous Rage or with like Godric Flying or something, but they usually cannot keep up for long. So if you can remove the first, you know, attacks, Elspeth usually survives, and she can just keep life gaining while blocking all the damage, and very soon, you know, the advantage builds in your direction. Kaya is a different one. This could be 4th Elspeth or something else. However, I wanted to have a way to exile cards from a graveyard, because you know, it's a rotation proof build, so we don't have farewell. So sometimes, of course, you can hit Sunfall, you can hit lockdowns, but if something is directly into the graveyard, you might have some trouble. So we have Kaya. You can always use Virtue of Persistence and, you know, get the creature back if that's a creature, but I really wanted to have something as an emergency if we want to exile, and she can still produce tokens together with Elspeth, because, you know, you have a different planeswalker, so you can have both of them, and as you have seen today, it actually made a control deck scoop, just because we added the second planeswalker. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this deck. This was a bit of a longer outro, but I apparently had a lot of, you know, a lot to say about it. And yeah, by the way, Search of Salvation might be the card we are not using enough. With all the red decks, you can always use it as a 1 mana counter spell to a lightning strike, and against a lot of decks this will be absolute game winner. So yeah, that's a mind thought to myself, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for watching. As always, you are absolutely amazing. Tell me if you liked the video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and see you guys tomorrow.